Viewer discretion is advised. The following content is deeply disturbing and emotionally heavy. However, it is a story that must be told. In today's video, we delve deep into one of the most disturbing child abuse cases in recent memory. This is more than just a true crime story. It's about courage, survival, and the resilience of children who endured pure evil. We'll explore the full story, from the moment this twisted nightmare was uncovered, to the heartbreaking details of what the children endured, to the final moments in the courtroom where justice was served. So, let's journey back to where it all began, October 2023. October 2nd, 2023, Sissonville, West Virginia. At 5:46 p.m., a home health worker makes a chilling 911 call. Two children have just emerged from an outbuilding, a shed. They appear frightened, dirty, and malnourished. They have been locked in there for days. When deputies arrived, they forced their way into the barn. Inside, they found a 14-year-old boy and a 16-year-old girl confined in a small 20 by 14-foot room. No windows, no means of escape, no food, no water, no bathroom. The stench was overwhelming. Inside the main house, another discovery: a 9-year-old girl locked in a loft 15 feet high with no protection from falling. She was alone and crying. Whitefeather and Lantz were arrested the same day. Initially, the charges were child neglect, but as investigators delved deeper, they uncovered something far more sinister. These children weren't just neglected, they were being used as slaves. Despite their troubling history, Whitefeather and Lantz were approved to adopt 5 children without proper follow-ups or background checks. Once they relocated across state lines, oversight vanished. This case exposes glaring holes in the adoption system. It raises the question: how many other children may be suffering in silence due to bureaucratic negligence or outdated vetting processes? Public records show both Jeanne Whitefeather and Donald Lantz had brushes with the law before adopting the children. Community members described them as reclusive and controlling. Their behavior during the trial, cold, detached, unremorseful, painted a picture of two individuals consumed by power and control. Some experts suggest narcissistic personality traits may have played a role. The courtroom saw many emotional moments. Prosecutors dismantled the teen clubhouse excuse. Jurors heard testimony from neighbors and officials who had long suspected something was wrong. Court observers said the defense strategy was not only weak, it was offensive. Attempts to downplay the children's suffering backfired and infuriated many in the courtroom. Once the case made national headlines, it sparked outrage. Social media exploded with calls for reform in the foster care and adoption systems. Journalists compared it to other infamous child abuse cases. Civil rights groups condemned the racial targeting of the Black children, labeling the abuse racially motivated modern-day slavery. Child psychologists and legal experts weighed in. Many emphasized that signs of abuse often go unreported due to fear, stigma, or isolation. They called for more training for social workers, mandatory check-ins after adoption, and harsher penalties for child abuse. If you suspect a child is being mistreated, speak up. Your voice could save a life. Jeanne K. Whitefeather and her husband, Donald Lantz, were sentenced to lengthy prison terms for the severe abuse of their adopted children. Whitefeather received a sentence of up to 215 years, with parole eligibility after 40 years, while Lantz was sentenced up to 160 years, eligible for parole after 30 years. During sentencing, Circuit Judge Mary Claire Akers condemned their actions, stating, You brought these children to West Virginia, a place that I know as almost heaven, and you put them in hell. This court will now put you in yours, and may God have mercy on your souls, because this court will not." The couple was also ordered to pay $280,000 each in restitution to the victims. Despite all they've been through, these children are survivors. Their voices in the courtroom were full of strength, hope, and the will to rise above. One child declared, "I will be something amazing. I will be strong and beautiful. Healing won't be easy, but with love, therapy, and support, it is possible." Let their story be a reminder. Even in the darkest moments, light can break through. If this story moved you, don't stay silent. Speak up if you ever suspect a child is being abused. Support organizations that fight for children's rights. Advocate for reform. Together we shine a light into the darkest corners and stand for those who cannot stand alone. To the brave children who lived through this nightmare, you were failed in the most unimaginable way, but you survived. You spoke out. And because of your strength, the world now knows the truth. You are not defined by the pain inflicted on you. You are defined by your resilience, your courage, and your refusal to be broken. You deserve to be loved, cherished, and protected, not just today, but every day forward. We see you, we believe you, and we will never forget you. May your future be filled with light, healing, and endless hope. May your story inspire others to speak, to care, and to act. Speak up if you ever suspect a child is being abused. Support organizations that fight for children's rights. Advocate for reform. And please, help us continue sharing these stories. Subscribe to Secrets in the Shadows. Like, share, and turn on notifications. Together, we shine a light into the darkest corners and stand for those who cannot stand alone. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay aware, and I'll see you in the next video.